Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing Kylie Jenner inspired makeup that she wore to Kravis's wedding, and you guys really liked my Kim Kardashian recreation, so I wanted to do a Kylie one for the wedding because it was so beautiful. I love the makeup, the hair, everything about that look was super smoky and sexy, and I wanted to put it on my face. I feel like everyone wants to put it on their face because I've seen so many people do recreations. So this is my personal one. We're going to be using some Kylie Cosmetics for this and just trying to follow along to the tones that she used. I know they broke it down for a few of the products on the Kylie Cosmetics Instagram page, so I tried to pick out best what I could dupe for that. I went into Shoppers trying to find the products, but they don't carry it at my location. I could buy it online, but it just wouldn't come in time. So I'm going to show you that you can create that look with whatever you have on hand. It looks like it's pretty easy to do, and I cannot wait to get that glam on my face. So if you guys like these recreations, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up so I know to continue doing them in the future. And without further ado, let's hop into this Kylie Jenner glam. First things first, I guess I didn't need that big of tape. I could cut this in half. One sec. Always off to a great start here. My brows are already done. I did also clean them up. The Morphe and Ariel A19 brush. Love those brushes. If you have not picked them up already, get them on Morphe, Ulta, a bunch of places you can pick them up. What angle did she have this at? Hold please. Tape is your best friend if you want to create a really crisp line. I also have medical grade makeup tape that I use, or I'd use on someone else if I were to do their makeup, but I feel like most of us have some Scotch tape on hand, so throw some tape on your face. They did use the bronze palette on Kylie, and I didn't realize that that was a new palette. This is the bronze palette as well, but the first one she came out with, the packaging is now black. I have the initial packaging of this, but I looked at the tones, and I'll kind of throw up a picture to show you the colors. The only thing that I don't have is the peaches shade, which I figure I can mix those two shades and create something for the lid. Everything else is fairly similar to the matte tones that were used on her eyes, so this will be perfect if you have it. Don't really need that new bronze palette. For the crease, I'm going to use this shade right here, which is similar to Tell Me More. This is fairly high above the crease and goes all the way in. You don't want to touch the lid with this shade. I can see there's a little bit of warmth in the crease still, mostly cool, honestly, but I want to put a little bit of warmth in the corner, and I'm going to just take my bronzer shade to kind of tie everything in. They also use the shade Brunette in the palette, which is similar to the shade Bronzite in this bronze palette. So confusing. I'm going to use this tiny Rephr 23 brush. Rephr makes the best precision brushes if you are looking for detail brushes. I'll link them down below. They come in really handy for looks like this, honestly, when you want to get a nice smoky wing. So that's what we're going for now. And then we're going to touch up the lid at the end. We do want to bring some of that dark shadow in the inner corner, which I don't like darkness in my inner corner. I always try to combat that, but for this look, she definitely has that going on. And I noticed it was brought up right into there. It's just blending it out with a clean brush. This is a Rephr 13. Now dipping into the black in the palette. This is where we got to be really careful. So we're going to deepen up the wing of the eye, and then I'm going to take whatever is left over on this brush after I'm done blending to get in that corner to give that depth, but you don't want to go in there with straight black because it's going to be hard to blend out. So just whatever is excess on your brush should do, honestly. It doesn't look like a lot she has, but she definitely has kind of like a halo look going on to her eyes with a deep shade. Just blending and smudging out the liner. Whatever excess, putting it in that inner corner is enough to deepen that. Smoked ever so slightly along the lash line. I feel like my lid already is fairly peachy compared to what she has on her lid. So I'm going to maybe take a little bit more of this shade just to tone it down. Touch of the peach just to maintain that tone that she has. Rephr 14, kind of putting it on the back of my hand just to make sure I have the right tone. And just brightening up the center of the lid. Once that's done, we're just going to touch everything up, inner corner, the liner, just deepen it up slightly, and that should be it for the eyeshadow. Now for the final reveal, you have that nice, clean, crisp edge. Surprisingly, I don't have that much fallout considering I used a black shade. Pretty impressive. Kylie doesn't look like she's wearing lashes, and if she is, it's just a little bit in the corner, which I'm going to do just to balance out the look. And they're not too curled either, so I'm just going to go ahead and go in with some mascara right now. I've been really enjoying this one for a daily mascara. It's the Rimmel Lash Accelerator Endless Mascara. I use the regular lash accelerator, which is a thinner tube. A dupe for MAC Giga Black if you like that for the lower lash line, but this is nice for the upper lashes if I just need something to throw on. Plus it has the growth complex in it, which is nice for a daily wear for me. These are some of my favorite sets of lashes, and it's in the Kiss So Wispy collection. I like to use these as corner lashes sometimes, and I haven't used this pair in number 9. I was going to cut off and have about that amount just to give that cat eye look, because you see how it goes short to long. So I figure something around there would look really nice on the outer corner. So here are the eyelashes. I think they're the perfect amount of drama just to accentuate the shape of the eye, and you can still see the lid in its entirety. Kylie has way bigger eyes than me. This kind of helps still maintain that eye space and have a little bit of lash. So we're gonna finish off the eyes after. We have to do black liner, smoke out the lower lash line so they're not quite done, but I like to do that after complexion is done. So we are going to make a very beautiful matte doll-like skin look. Kylie has the most beautiful complexion. I love the perfecting matte quality that she does. She doesn't have any highlight that I can tell. It's just flawless and matte. So that is what we're going to do today. I still, even if I'm doing a matte look, I have to hydrate. I have dry skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Been loving these Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face and Eye Base. So I'm just going to quickly apply some of that to the skin. I just purchased this from Sephora. I had a subscriber want my review on this. So I was probably going to use this again in a trying new makeup, but I figured it's going to be perfect for today's look because this is the new Milk Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. So it's going to smooth the skin, reduce shine. We need a flawless face. She looks poreless there and also very matte. So this should be the perfect primer for me. Hopefully it's not too mattifying though, because sometimes it can be. That is what the primer looks like. It has a strange scent to it. I can't pinpoint what it is. Feels slightly cooling too. I've genuinely never felt anything like this. I don't even know how to explain it. It just feels really cooling. I need to look at the ingredients. I'm scared. I don't know if you guys remember how I was talking about sunscreen breaking me out all the time. Well, the Glow recipe definitely is because I noticed some breakouts here, redness, and that's just an issue I have with sunscreen. I'm still looking for my perfect one, honestly, for the face. I'm totally fine for the body. It's just my face. Product feels nice on the skin. We'll see how foundation applies on top. And for my favorite matte foundation, I'm going to be using this. This is the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. You guys know how much I love this foundation. It's a fairly new one because I ran out of this recently. When I repurchase a foundation, you know it's love. And I'm going to be using the L'Oreal A24 brush to apply this to the skin. Usually I use my BK Beauty one. I might actually switch to that depending on how this goes. This should match my self-tan that I have going on. I definitely want a stiffer brush, so I'm gonna switch foundation brushes. Moving on to under eyes, I see that Kylie has a little bit of brightness underneath her eyes, which I'll probably achieve more so with my powder than the concealer, just to kind of see how bright I want to go. So I'm going to start off with my concealer, which you can tell isn't going to be doing too much brightening. And I have my Tarte Shape Tape for a little bit more brightening. I'm going to do that down my nose just to kind of give a contoured look. Now I'm just going to let the nose hang out and blend out my under eye with Little Ghosty. Haven't used this cutie for a while. Then to set my under eye before it starts creasing, I'm going to use my One Size powder in Light 5. This is a neutral rose undertone, and then I'm going to go from there. I do have Fair, which I haven't used on my channel, just to add even more brightness if I want to bump things up a bit, but usually it's a pretty good tone for me. I can use this all over my face often too when I'm not so tan. But I definitely will probably bump it up with a little bit of fair. This powder is one of the smoothest powders I've personally ever used. Like, look at that eye compared to the other. That's why I have it in 3 shades. Then to set the rest of the face, because you can see the shine there, the under eyes are mattified, but the rest we need to set down. So I'm going to go in with medium 4. It has a golden undertone. This should be perfect for this foundation. It's a little bit more rose. So this will add that golden back to the skin. Let's just do one side. Set and set. See the difference? The skin is looking matte and flawless. I can't take myself seriously either with my nose, but I know Ariel does the nose last and he just lets it set. So I'm going to actually do that for Kylie's look. It will save on contouring for me personally. For bronzer, I'm going to be taking the One Size palette in medium. And I really like this because you have 3 different tones, warm, neutral, and cool. So you can contour, bronze, get your perfect bronze. I love how Patrick did the tones for this. It's honestly perfect. Super pigmented though, so be careful. So I'm going to be mixing a little bit of the warm and the neutral. Kylie's looks slightly warm, so that's why I'm going to keep it with the warm, but definitely some neutral in there too. For cheeks, Kylie has a mixture of her brand, obviously. So for the blushes, she has Baddie on the Block and Winter Kisses. I was gonna purchase those, but Winter Kisses was sold out. It's kind of similar to that Dior blush that's really popular, and I got this from Sephora, which has a little bit more of a violet undertone, but it swatched next to the Dior. It actually is pretty comparable. I was going to use the Sephora one just to show you guys in this video, and then Baddie on the Block has more of this sort of undertone to it, so I figured I'd mix both of these together, and I know her makeup artists use these, so I figured it would be a good idea to do this. I'm going to start off with Flirt It Up, use that kind of on the back portion, and then bring over the moon right on this portion of my cheek. It's kind of how I'm seeing it on her. Then to give that soft blushy look underneath the eyes, a little bit of translucent powder and then brush it away. Kylie has her translucent powder and I have the One Size. It's a One Size day. I repurchased this because I forgot how much I loved it and I was missing it in my life. So got a brand new one here. We're gonna let that hang out for a minute and I'm just going to blend in my nose because that's been sitting a very long time. Just going to sweep that powder away. Now we're going to finish off the under eyes. I'm going to put some black in the waterline, do a little bit of brown to smoke out the lower lash line, and finish off the lashes with the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, the one I use on the lower lashes. Then for lips, Kylie obviously used one of her matte liquid lipsticks and also lip pencils. She used Ice Latte lip liner. I'll be using Brown Sugar. And then she used Kylie Matte Liquid Lip, and I'm going to be using Coco K. So those are the closest I have to her formulas, but Coco K looks very similar to Kylie to me, and she definitely had a very warm brown lip liner to go with the pink lip. So we're going to do that. It looks a little bit bright at first, honestly, but I find the color tones down, and it definitely looks more like Kylie's once it settles in. Normally I would set my face with a setting spray. She looks very matte though. I'm certain she probably did use something, but I'm gonna keep it looking like this because I want to finish off the hair, come back and show you the completed look. I'm back. Here is the completed look, hair, makeup. I love how it turned out. Again, like the other one, I feel like I take my time when I do these recreations to really get the look down. The complexion looks flawless. The eyes turned out really stunning. I love this glam. Let me know what you guys think of Kylie Jenner's makeup for her sister's wedding. Let me know, would you wear this look? Definitely different for me to have that deepened inner corner. Usually I try to avoid it, but I think it's really pretty for a super glam night out. Thank you again for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. If you just found my channel or have not already, I would love for you to subscribe here, join the family by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.